Hello, Andy. We're talking about profits in supermarkets, and apparently the French are significantly lower than us when it comes to profits in supermarket chains. I wonder why they could be so profitable now.
Well, I don't know why the French could be profitable, but speaking about the English side of it, you were saying, like, you know, they're sent in the papers saying that the profits out of supermarkets are making it astronomical. But don't you find that whenever you go into a supermarket, 99% of their goods are cheaper than anywhere else? And the reason they could be making as much profit is probably because wherever you turn around, you've got a big, either Safeways or whatever.
So they're pushing the opposition out of the way, is your view. Yeah, so they have to make a profit because the smaller stores that used to be there aren't selling stuff.
Well, maybe it's the volume. I'd say it's more the volume of the goods they sell that increase their profit. Not only that, it's the volume of their footage they have. I mean, if you look around now, you know, one day you'll have a Sainsbury's built, then, you know, a couple of months later there'll be a Tesco's down the road from it, then there's something else down the road from that, and they all seem to, like, swarm into one area at one time.
But it's interesting that the profits nearly 4 times as high.
Well, I mean, is that over? I mean, if you're talking about over a 10-year period,
yes,
that's not a lot, really, is it?
Well, I think that's not bad, bearing in mind we're in recession now, aren't we?
If you take Tesco's, I mean, there's never a recession in the food trade, let's be serious, yeah? There's anyone, as soon as anyone's got no money in their pocket, the first thing they do is buy food. There's never a recession in the food trade, because everyone eats.
Yes, but it's to a degree, isn't it? I mean, you can say there's no recession in clothes, but it's to a degree.
Well, no, there is. There is recession in clothes, because you won't go and buy a new pair of jeans or a new pair of shoes. You'll always go and buy bread or milk. Yeah, so there's no recession in food.
Yes, but they may not be new, but they'd be new to you. You might get them from a thrift shop or something like that.
But that doesn't happen in, you know, most cases, people got money in their pocket, they'll buy food. Yeah, that's you know, it's a well-known fact that a food, you know, a food shop will never go in decline.
Are you in the food industry?
Yeah.
You work in a supermarket?
Well, I work for supermarkets.
Yeah. What sort of markup do they put, do you believe? Because their purchasing price, obviously, and the huge amounts they purchase, it doesn't compare to the corner shop.
Well, let's put it this way. I mean, a few years ago I was told, that if someone walks into a shop and steals 1 tin of Coke, they have to sell 30 tins to cover that 1 tin. So that gives you an idea of the markup, surely. But then again, I mean, you're talking about volume, high volume. But I feel the reason, like, all their profits have been increased, is the amount of new shops they've got.
Right.
It's not as though they're, like, building new ones and closing old ones. They're just building new ones. I mean, in some places you've got, you know, free Tesco's or free Sainsbury's or whatever, in about the space of half-hour drive from yourself, Yeah. And I think that's mainly what to do.
Do you think that style of shopping, and the whole concept of shopping malls, which we've, you know, introduced from America, do you think that's going to close down the high street?
Well, in the long run, yes. In the long run, the high street's got to suffer. Because, of course, like you said, it's a shopping mall. Look at Leaside, anywhere, you know what I mean, sort of thing. You know, it's like all central shopping there. So after, you know, if it carries on the way it is, within, you know, 10, 20 years, the high street won't be as it was before. But I mean, that's dying already if you look at some areas.
Sure.
Whether that's a good or bad thing, I mean, who can say?
I don't know. I mean, I'd be interested to hear, as I'm sure you would, from people, because if you're in the retail business, it must obviously interest you what people think when it comes to retailing areas. And the high street has, for centuries, been the place where the business is done in terms of retail trade, isn't it?
Right. Yeah.
So if people are shopping out of town or in parks or shopping malls and things like that, they obviously can't get there if they lose their driving licence, can they? Because the whole thing is that you can go take the car and load it up there.
That's true. Yep, that's true. Well, I can't answer that one, can I?
No. But I was just running through it.
Still need a high street, obviously. But I mean, I think the whole idea, the attitude to shopping has changed over the last 5-6 years.
What do you think the chances are of the large supermarkets opening a scaled-down version in the high streets?
Well, I think in some areas you've got that, haven't you?
I don't know.
In some areas, I mean, they have, like, city shops, but with different names, but it's still like part of one big company.
Yeah.
Or they had their
discount
line.
You would be more aware of what supermarkets are doing than I am, because I mean, I walk around and don't look for them.
Yeah.
Do you know? You understand what I'm saying? No, I would probably. spend a bit more time on a radio dial or whatever it is I do, so you would notice things that I would never even dream of looking for. Yeah. So they've got scaled down.
I think it all depends on what area.
Yeah.
What area. Like, I mean, if you're in a city area, or if you're in a business area, or if you're in a residential area, it all depends on, they have to take that into account, don't they, surely? Yeah, what I find now with the majority of the most, the big stores, the Sainsbury's, the Tesco's, the Argyles and so on, is that they tend to now build further out of London. I don't know if you've noticed this year.
Oh, yeah, so that's what I mentioned about the driving. You can't walk there.
They build these big, massive places.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things. I think that's the way
That's the way of the future.
Yeah, it looks like that anyway. We're going to lose a lot of money.
Andy, thanks for your call. Andy works in supermarkets, and a few thoughts on that. If you're in the high street yourself in your business, whatever your business might be, and I'm not necessarily inquiring about it, but how concerned are you that these huge shopping malls and marketing opportunities are opening up just outside of London? Nice grassy place, suddenly there it is, almost a prefabricated building, and it's all on special offer. So is that really dragging people away from the high street? Is high street trade suffering? I'm sure Oxford Street, for example, has to be out on its own as a different animal. But I would have thought places, I don't know, Wood Green, Palmer's Green. I know Wood Green's got a shopping city, but I don't think it's food orientated so much, is it? I don't know. I can't speak from great experience. The last time I was there, like 10 years ago. But what are your thoughts on that, whether you're in a retail opportunity or as a consumer? 973-9733. We're also talking about Sunday lunch. It's a bit of an institution, and it seems to be slipping away. Many people don't celebrate it. I spoke to an earlier caller. She's about 7 round today, poor woman. Probably still doing the washing up. Hello, Brian.
Hello, Mike.
Hello. What do you think about Sunday lunch?
Well, I've no way that I'd miss my Sunday lunch for anything.
Really?
Anything, but we enjoyed a lovely roast beef, Yorkshire pudding, baked potatoes today.
Gorgeous, yes.
And there really is no way that I'd miss it. What can I say? It's a tradition within this family. I like to get up early in the morning, put the joint in whatever we're having early.
Yeah.
And then I prepare the vegetables.
Do you?
And my wife actually cooks a meal. But
yeah.
So we work together. But we'll say in the height of summer, 80, 85 degrees, we're standing at the cooker in shorts and T-shirts, still cooking our Sunday lunch.
You'd still do it in a heat wave or something?
Absolutely. No way we have a salad or anything like that.
Really?
It's still got to be the roast beef and whatever. I always say it might be lamb, pork or whatever.
Yeah.
It must be roast potatoes and gravy, and there's no way we're going to miss it. No,
you're frontline troops, Brian, aren't you? Absolutely, frontline troops.
Got to be.
Yeah.
It's a tradition. It's always been that way, and it's easy to say in today's current market that everything is pre-packed, and you can go to the supermarket and buy a pre-packed meal or or a Sunday lunch on a meal, they call it. There's no way it's a traditional Sunday lunch.
Yeah.
It smells. You walk into the house, you can tell the house by walking into it, and you can smell the joint roasted. Yeah. And there's nothing else like it, Mike. Really isn't.
It's true, actually. It's a little piece of tradition that we wouldn't want to lose. Thanks so much for your thoughts, Brian. You're listening to LBC Radio. Lots of things to be talking about tonight when it comes to supermarkets and alleged increased profit margins. It might also be said that supermarkets are offering a wider range of products that we might want to buy. Because I was out the other day and I was running on the shelves and I thought, there's stuff here, there's herbs, there's this and there's that, there's all sorts of stuff that you wouldn't have seen in a supermarket maybe 10 years ago. And suddenly they've got a wide range of stuff. They've got an up-to-date and an informed selection of wine, and there's people around who know their stuff, and you can turn to someone and say, does this go with this? And they say, oh, yes, sir, and you put this on it, and double what's it, and it does that too, So they've improved what they offer in the way of service. Is that also why the profits are up? Or have we become terribly, terribly lazy and just can't think about going to more than one place for shopping? I suspect there's a bit of that in it as well. All sorts of bits and pieces. There's something you'd like to introduce the conversation, I'd like to hear from you. 973-9733.